Uncle Cal is in the building. What's going on, sir?
Dave Jones in the building. What's cracking? You
Man,
all
you
right,
know
fam?
yes, sir, man. You know I'm good, man. All is well. This is willingly responding as people should. This is a wrap, and today we're going to talk about creating financial stability and why finding your focus is the first step to all this. Let's get it.
Cal and Dave Jones are the hosts of the show. We living in some difficult times, as most of us know. Let's lift each other up and put down the stress. If you didn't know, the name of the show is called Rap.
We always got to come back to the top where helping people to refine their focus, and I think this will bless somebody, because we all go through a lot of stress and anxiety and worry, and most of that is derived from like not having the finances that are necessary
Right.
to produce, and so it kind of throws us off because we anticipate this negative outcome because we feel we don't have the money to execute, right? And
Right.
so we live too much of our time waiting on our check to come,
Right.
waiting on, you know what I'm saying, certain bills to get passed or whatever it is. And so it creates the stress. So we were discussing and you said this is a good topic. And I'm like, okay, let's figure out how we can put this together so we can remind people to find their focus so they can create. Give me your thoughts.
Right, man. Well, yeah, like you say, it was a good topic, man, just to talk about, all of us, what I'm saying, especially the guys up in our age range and young ladies. I want to still call us young because I feel like we are. It's all about how you feel, it's being in good health, what I'm saying, good intentions, good mindset, good spirit. But anyway, we have all stumbled in life as far as our finances, whether we didn't have our priorities in order, we didn't have the right family structure to allow us, what I'm saying, to just, what I'm saying, have the focus we need to go in a direction, or even at a young age, what I'm saying, have options to try to understand and learn, like, what direction we should go. What I'm saying? A lot of us stumbled through life just doing the best we can because we have parents that did the best they can. You know what I'm saying? So we are a product of, what I'm saying, of our environment. With that being said, we come up, we dream chase, what I'm saying, we try to kill dreams, get things that we, what I'm saying, always felt like we wanted. And in doing that, sometimes you unalign your priorities, what I'm saying, your priorities don't be in line. And you spend money where you shouldn't, and then you look back at it and then you look how foolish it was, or how foolish you feel like you were doing that, and you say to yourself, man, I should have did this, that, and the third. So with that being said, it's never too late. So I kicked it with you about this, what I'm saying, to see if we can try to figure out a way to speak on this, because it's like we all at that point in our life where we want to make sure we got financial freedom. We want to be able to sit down. We want to be able to vacate. We want to be able to spend more time with the kids. We want to just even have times to just deal with like stuff like what I'm going through right now, funerals and different things you got to deal with concerning just when life hits you. You know what I'm saying? The last thing you want to be worried about when you losing a loved one, or, you're trying to spend time with family, or you just get to a point where you just tired, what I'm saying, of the chase. You want to be able to say that you're in a position where you can make the choice to sit down. And a lot of us are in positions where if we want to sit down, no matter how tired we get or no matter what comes up, we don't have that option because it's a bill in front of our face that has to be dealt with. So, I was just, wanted to talk to you because I feel like, I think we all need to put together like a 5-year plan, of what we could do in the next 5 years to have some type of financial freedom, to where we could pick and choose our schedule when we want to work, when we don't want to work, when we want to vacation, if we can actually work on vacation, just different options we can have to just enjoy our time and life more so than just living for the bills.
Yeah, no, that's good. So the end result that we're looking for is financial stability, security, and freedom to do whatever, so we don't have the anxiety. And so I think
Right.
as we have in this conversation, we need to help walk people through the process that we all need to focus on to get to that destination. Because there's always people sometimes separate the destination from the route. And so just like if you put it in navigation, you say you want to go somewhere, people overlook that there's a route, some things we have to
Right.
do in order to
Right.
get there. So let's try to discuss, what I'm saying, if from our perspective, if we can help somebody get to the financial freedom. Let's see. The first thing I think that is necessary is to find your focus.
Right.
Find a thing that you're going to focus on to create something.
Right.
And this gives you the opportunity to to see again where you're going, what you're building, what problem you're solving, what pain you're relieving, or what pleasure you're providing to people to solve problems, right? And so without that, whether you're an entrepreneur, meaning you working for somebody, and there's a way for you to matriculate up, and you say, I want to be at this level within this organization or solve the problems for my company beyond what my job description is, because everybody just can't jump up and create something as an entrepreneur. So,
Right.
but you can
Everybody not meant to be one.
Exactly, 100%.
Right.
If any of us, and that's not a knock on any of us, because many of us don't have, let's say, the visionary or the risk-taking mindset, but you are an executor. You can delve into minutia, right? You can work on process and operations and manage and carry out a certain vision, where some visionaries aren't able to execute because they don't have the skill set. They're just good at taking risk. And so once you identify and be comfortable with who you are and your skill set, you got to find out where you're going to take your focus so you can dominate in that area and build it. So my first step is to find your focus. What are we building and how are we building it? Before we can talk about what kind of return we can get, what problem am I solving? And if you can't answer that question, you're going to be challenged no matter what kind of plan you make.
That's good, man. You know, a partner of mine, man, I thought he was joking, but he wasn't, man. He came and we started doing some work together, and he was like, man, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. And I'm like, man, come on, man, cut it out, man. Come on, man, let's get to work, man. Quit playing.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped me. He's like, bro, man, accept the compliment. I'm serious. I'm like, my bad, bro. I thought you were just talking junk, you know? And he's like, no, bro, I'm actually serious. He like, my man, Big Al, man, great friend of mine. I'm gonna call him Big Al. I think you remember Al, but anyway, he was like, man, no, I'm serious. He was like, bro, you a worker and a boss. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something you don't see. You know what I'm saying? You go hard working, and you know what I'm saying? And you're a boss. I'm like, you know, and you know, I used to always tell my people, anybody that worked with me or for me, I used to tell them, listen, I never want to be nobody's boss. When I create, you know what I'm saying, opportunity or jobs, or I create a business that I'm trying to do, I try to create a team. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I tell a person, if I create an opportunity where we all can get money, a lot of times, you know, people are good at coming up with the finances and getting something started. They got a good idea. Don't necessarily mean they the ones that would be best to run it.
Right.
So I'll tell a person, like, listen here, I'm okay being a worker, even though I built this thing. I'm okay being a worker, because if my strong point is, you know what I'm saying, being a foot soldier inside my own business, I don't have no problem with that, because if it's somebody can come in and structure the business to make it run smoother, or handle the business to make it be more productive or be more financially, you know what I'm saying, stable, then I'm fine with falling back. You know what I'm saying? I don't never want to really be a boss. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are called to be that, and we're, you know what I'm saying, we just got that type of mentality, and we roll the dice, you know what I'm saying, take a chance on ourselves and create business, when some of us are either too scared to try or failing, or they just can't, you know what I'm saying, get themselves structured enough to put the money aside to create the business. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I told him I appreciate that, but I don't never want to be a boss. So if I had to give somebody some advice as to what I would say they need to do, I would say, first, it's two things they need to do. One, you need to tap into your God-given talents.
Good.
If you got any God-given talents, some of us are natural good singers, we natural good cooks, we natural good artists, we natural good designers. Some of us just naturally good at just different things that God bless you with the talents to do. And then some of us just like to do certain things. So those would be the two directions I would tell somebody to go. Either go into what you love doing, or go after what you naturally God-given are talent to do. You know, and the third thing I would say is, because everybody don't have money, is get your credit in order. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get your credit in order, you can create the business. Even if you don't have the actual tangible spot to go to actual say this is the business, you can get your LLC, you can get your Dun and Brad, you can get your tax ID number, and you can go into a position if you're trying to be an entrepreneur or start a business. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this ain't for everybody. But then you can start applying for stuff inside that business to build that business before you can build the business, if that make any sense. You know what I'm saying, Dave?
Yeah.
So you can start, you know, using your personal credit to get the business credit banging. And then you could take the money that you know what I'm saying, got from the business credit and actually start the business. So it's some things, you know, those are some of the things I would tell people to do, because those are some of the steps I take. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
I
think
got
that's
a
good.
homeboy used to always tell me we ain't really cool no more, but he always like, man, give me the recipe, man. Give me the man. Give me the recipe, man. Tell me what to do, man. And I should be like, man, I could teach you everything except giving a damn.
That's
You
good.
see what I'm saying? I could teach you everything except giving a damn. What I mean by that, it's like the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't let him drink. You can't make him drink.
Right.
You can teach a person everything except giving a damn, because
Right.
I could give you my whole recipe.
Right.
But if you don't have the wherewithal to get up, go in the kitchen and cook it, then what's the recipe gonna do for you?
Right.
See, a lot of people want what people have, but they're not willing to do the things it takes to get it.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's another big thing. You got to get over that hurdle, you know what I'm saying, of that procrastination.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
man, you hit on a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things in there. Again, we trying to help people to figure out how to alleviate the stress of not having the finances, because that's where a lot of the worry is. And we should be, we're put here to enjoy this life and the experience and the feelings that we get from the things that we create and we produce. So we're trying to give the recipe of, at least from our point of view, of things that can help us to overcome this financial instability. And so you said a lot of great things in there. You know, one of the things that I say, anytime you're trying to produce money, there's three things that need to happen, right? It's a set of these three. There's mindset, there's skill set, and there's tool set, right? And you just talked about mindset. A lot of times, you know, as we try to lay out these points, there's going to be basically strategy within here, or skills, like you said, tap into the thing that you love, that you're naturally good at. When you find your focus, which area you're going to dominate. And then there are tools that are out there to help you leverage, whether it be emails or certain software, web applications, or equipment that's going to help you. So, but the first one what I think is really hindering us, many of us, is not, like you say, the recipe as much as it is the mindset, because we have a set of ideas in our mind that detracts us from the focus that is necessary to produce in any recipe that anybody gives us. And so that's where the self-audit is. How can you look at yourself and say, in my mind, it's so disorganized, and I had to check myself here too. Again, we're not talking at you. You have to do a self-audit. In my mind, am I so scatterbrained that I'm attracted to things that amuse me? Am I attracted to things that are entertaining, to sedate the feeling of not having what I want? Well, that attraction to distraction, that lack of focus, is the thing that's causing us to skip over opportunities that are probably right in our hands. Like, a lot of us have all we need to matriculate to the next level. But the question is our mindset right? Right. And sometimes we need to discuss these ideas with other people to figure out how can we get our thought process in order so that we can follow the instruction of people that are connected to us that could give us the recipe, as you say.
Man, that was good. I liked that so much, man. I got to use that on Wednesday wisdom. Your
Yes,
attraction is your distraction.
right. You're attracted.
That's so
to
good, man.
Right.
Huh?
You're attracted to distraction.
Or the things that you're attracted to, in most cases, are your distraction.
Yes, sir.
Because stuff you sit around and do all day to keep you distracted, you know what I'm saying, are the things you're attracted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
because,
sir.
You know, you stuck on social media. You know what I'm saying? You stuck flipping through the page, looking at all these big ass booties. You looking at cars. You know what I'm saying? You looking at, you know what I'm saying, other people's houses. You looking at the Kardashians. You looking at this, you know, reality show. You know what I'm saying? To where you can't focus on what it is you need to do to get to attract yourself to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that was just good, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times our attractions is our distractions. You know what I'm saying? Because the things we're attracted to get us off focus to be focused on the stuff we actually need to be paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? So that was good, man, because, you know, we need to focus more on the things that's going to get us the things that we're attracted to. The things that we can, you know what I'm saying, do, you know what I'm saying? Because all of us, you know what I'm saying, want money to take care of family, handle business, not have to worry about bills. But at the end goal is to ultimately be able to enjoy some of the things that you're attracted to. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, make enough money to be able to, I mean, who wants to live in this world? You know what I'm saying? My uncle was, you know, my Uncle Mike was a pimp, man. He used to have his slogan, man. I used to love it. You know what I'm saying? And he said, nephew, you all gotta always remember this. I said, what's up, Unc? He said, I refuse to be in the land of plenty and not have any. And I said, oh, man.
Yeah.
and that was a good one, man, because we want to be in a land where you can look at all these luxuries, man, and all these things, man. I went to pick my car up from the dealership today, man. And every time I go out there, man, it's like I walk through there and it's like a car show to me, man. I look at all the Bentleys, the McLarens, and I ask a bunch of questions about all the Lambos. You know what I'm saying? Every time I hate going in there to drop my car off because I know it's about to be a heavy expense on whatever I need to be done, service to the car. But at the same time, I enjoy it once I pay it, once the bill is over. Like when I go in there to drop it off and I leave and I ain't got to pay the bill immediately because I'm just dropping the car off. I spend time to walk through there. And then when after I pay the bill, I look at them cars and just be like, wow, you know, it's motivation, man. It's like being able to go to the luxury, you know what I'm saying, luxury sports car show without having to go to Kobo. But what I'm saying is we all got to get ourselves in a place where we can be able to live and not just live to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? We can live to actually enjoy some of these luxuries and make sure these kids straight, man. Because, you know, we got to look at our lives, man, and like what our parents is doing, you know, they leaving us with nothing but debt. You know what I'm saying? So we got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to recreate the bloodline. We got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to take that curse off our life, you know what I'm saying? Where we leaving our kids in poverty, you know what I'm saying? You want to leave your kids with a blessing to say, I'm gone, but you're going to always remember me because I was able to leave you with this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether they squander it or not, you know, you did right by them. You know what I'm saying? Right. It takes a different type of mentality of a person to be able to lead this earth and not be able to say, I want my kids better off than I was, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Better off than I was left, or better off, you know what I'm saying, than they was when I was here. So we just got to do better, man. We got to set ourselves up. But a lot of people are struggling so hard to pay bills that they can't even think about life insurance. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to raise the awareness of our people, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's breaking. You're saying it's breaking these generational curses.
Curses, right?
You know what I'm saying about how we approach money, and some of these same curses. When we do the self-audit, we realize that we're participating in, not looking at what the entire financial awareness should be. Like you said, we talk about financial security being insurance, right? How do I protect my resources in the case that I have to get up out of here? We're talking about saving for things that you want to produce, as opposed to maybe borrowing, you know, negative debt or borrowing for liabilities. That's the thing where we're spending too much money or wasting it on interest, paying off credit card debt, right? Whereas, like, how do we invest in the thing that we're producing in our skill set? Like, if we're finding our focus, what thing that we're creating, if we don't have the resources to pour into the thing that we're building, then how can we really build it to the point that we can solve problems on scale to create the resources? Right. And so and obviously we ain't gonna get out of there. You have to figure out how to know how to give and be a giver, because that's the reciprocal law. Whether you give a tithe in church, you know what I'm saying, is where I give my money, or where you give into something that creates for other people. You have to be able to release what's in your hands so that cash will flow in and out of you, and God can trust you. Right. And so there's a lot of different perspectives of the financial literacy of money, that we have to take time away from the things that are distracting to us, that give us temporary sedation of a good feeling, right? And amuse our mind, to really figure out this thing. You know, it's interesting. We find ourselves scrolling through social media, and every now and then something will come up to say, this is how you do, or this is how you focus. But we're less attracted to hear something that's positive. We're less attracted to hear how to try to get to the next level, because we're just looking for something that's going to distract us. We're just looking for something that we can look down on or laugh at. But at the same time, we're crying when we shut the phone down, because our brain is going 100 million places and reminding ourselves of what we don't have. And so we really have to get our mindset corrected, right? It's an intentional effort to find your focus and pull away from the distraction, so that we can develop the financial literacy and execution to actually get the thing. We all get, hopefully, you know, I'm in my 40s, so I still say I got another 5 decades, right? At least ahead of me. So there is time. The enemy would tell you that there is no time. You have a ton of time. You know what I'm saying? Start to treat your body right. You know what I'm saying? Start to find your focus. And like you said, over the next 5 years, we can produce financial peace and security if we focus on it, right? And displace the distractions, that we can start to enjoy things and find the happiness that many of us are looking for.
Yeah, and the reason, like, a lot of that is, you know, it's being done as far as people, you know, focusing more on things that's not productive when they look at their phones or they on social media or whatever they browsing, when they on their phone, is because, the work is not easy. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's easier to look at something and laugh, or it's easy to look at somebody else, success and be like, wow by it or amazed by it, or, enjoy the vision of it. But then when it comes time to you to have it, you got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we didn't got doors slammed in our face, or we didn't failed at some things, and we intimidated by the work. But we got to put that intimidation factor behind us, and we just got, to keep running at that thing. You got to treat life as if somebody was snatching one of your kids up and trying to run away with them.
Yo.
That's how you got to deal with these businesses. You ain't about to let nobody, do that. You gonna fight tooth and nail, to get your child back. And that's the same way we got to do when it come to, knocking these doors down with these banks, and these different, businesses we got to keep, getting back up fighting,
Yeah,
because the opportunity.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because the opportunity, ain't gonna present itself unless you keep going at it. So it's like, just getting the door slammed in your face or trying hard to work on something and then it don't work out for you. You got to back up for that thing, because it's all in God's due timing. It's all seasons. So if this doesn't happen, then don't mean it ain't gonna happen now. We just got to just know that this is for us, and we got to keep a, I believe, God gonna bless me type of mentality.
Yeah.
You got to stay focused, and you got to stay, punching at that thing.
Right. So I think to help, as we come into a close here, you said something that was really good. The fight in you. There's 3 phases that we instinctually do. We either fight or flight, which means run from it, or we freeze. Right. You stand there, you don't really know what to do because you're like, what do I do next? And so many of us are maybe stuck in freeze mode or just giving up and just flight. Right. But we have to go through the frustration of the thing to develop the practice, right, of becoming better to produce the return that we need. And, a lot of times we run away from creating a business or, creating, higher levels of employment within our organization is because we, like you say, we looking at the work. Well, 2 things. The work is necessary because once we realize the work is life, this is why you have to find something that you enjoy creating, something that you're naturally good at. Because when you tap into that natural gift that we all have, whatever it is, right, then there's somewhat of a joy in the mastery development. Like, what is it that I would do that people call me for? What is it I do naturally without even, I wouldn't charge somebody, but I naturally flow. Some of that's playing games. Figure out how to monetize it. Some of it is talking. Get a talk show, right? Some of it is cooking. Start you a business. Get you a truck. Like the things that you like doing. The assignment is, we think that there's no way to make money. We have to connect with somebody to help us see a visionary. How can I monetize a thing that I do naturally, right? And take your time to focus on that thing and develop some type of return because you can dominate at that thing. But staying in freeze mode or staying in running away and letting the world basically dictate what's happening to us is what we're trying to encourage us not to do. We have to self-audit, and we gotta, last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna let you close this out, bro, is, one of the things I work with a lot of people as I coach, and one of the things that get a person to executing, honestly, is when the pain is deep enough that they have to go. That's when we fight. So some of us are still comfortable, or we can tolerate the discomfort, where it's like, I know that I could figure out how to at least eat. And this low level, which I know that I'm realizing about myself, it doesn't hurt enough for me to fight back. And so we have to figure out how to get tired of where we are, because the right recipe, the right skill, this is what you do, is I found is not enough, because we live in an information age, and anything that we want to do is a Google search away. So we have to look at the pain of where we are and say, I'm sick of this. And it has to be so tough that we have to start punching back, even when we're scared of the bully that's in front of us. And so you have to figure out, how do I get our awareness to know that where I am is not where I want to be. And I am not going to live my life in this low place. I am ready to go through the frustration of fighting and figure out how to build that muscle to become.
Man, I love that, man. When you was thinking, man, when you was speaking, man, I was thinking, and that example you used, man, just, came over me. God brought something back before me, man. When you said you either, you know what I'm saying, fight, freeze, or
Flight.
what's the other one?
Flight.
Huh?
Flight.
Flight, right.
Mhm.
And I just the one when you said freeze, he bought something back before me, man. When I was, I had a dollar store 7 Mile, man. Guys run up in there and try to stick me up, man. And when you said the word freeze, it made me think about, freeze, like when somebody's sticking you up, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's just the whole thing. So if you're in a robbery, you know what I'm saying, or you've been in a robbery and it's freeze, you know what I'm saying? You got 2 options, you know what I'm saying? You either gonna freeze or you gonna flee. You know what I'm saying? And in most cases, you know what I'm saying, you just want to come out that thing alive. So in the position where you in freeze mode, all you thinking about is making it out of there. You don't care if you make it out of there with them belongings or if you know what I'm saying, you just want your life, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the same type of mentality we got to take towards moving through life and making ourselves get to a point where we got what we need to move through life easier. Because if you look behind you or you look in front of you, you still got somewhere to go, but you know what I'm saying? But behind you, you still lost a lot. So if you stuck in freeze mode, you almost stuck behind you in a position where you still going backwards. You ain't moving. You know what I'm saying? You just moving. But once you get out of that stick up, you know what I'm saying? And you got an option, you know what I'm saying? Once you get out that freeze, you got an option to move forward. So a lot of us be stuck in freeze, you know what I'm saying? When we're in a position where we get stuck up, whether we've been ripped off, you know what I'm saying? In a business, you know what I'm saying? We took a loss. We tried something, it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? We tried to create something, they wouldn't finance it. Different things that come to life that have you in a freeze mode. We got to understand once the stick up over, you know what I'm saying? Once it stopped, once it's over, once you either then took that loss, you didn't went through whatever you had to go through to where you out of that situation where you can move forward. You got to say, hey, I got to make this happen and go on and move forward. So I can make up with even if you in freeze mode from the stick up, they took what they took. But if you move forward, you can get that back.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of us in that freeze mode, we got to get out that freeze mode because we still got our life. So with your life, you know what I'm saying? That you got everything you need to move forward. So we just got to get out of freeze, you know what I'm saying? And stay on our knees and move forward.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Ask God to give us what we need to get what we need to move forward, because, you know what I'm saying, freeze mode ain't going to do nothing but have you beating up on yourself, feeling sorry for yourself, or just doubting yourself. So that just touched me, man, when you said, you know what I'm saying, flee, freeze, you know what I'm saying? Or
flight or freeze mode, right?
Fight, freeze, or what?
Was it fight, freeze, or flight?
Yeah, right. That was good, man. That touched my spirit, man. It took me back, you know what I'm saying, to, it's like you just got to get through these situations, man, and move on, because the harder you work and get things behind you and get yourself in a position where you could get that money flowing in, then you can start setting yourself up and using that money to even work smarter and smoother and less harder, because, you know what I'm saying, that's what money is. It's a tool that you can use to make things easier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yes, sir. It sounds like a wrap.
God bless y'all, man. That's a wrap on my end, baby. I love you.
I love you too, man. Yeah, man. I love you
everybody.
too, man. Let's get it, man. On the next one.
Cal and Dave Jones are the host of the show. We living in some difficult times, as most of us know. Let's lift each other up and put down the stress. If you didn't know, the name of the show is called Rap.